You're now watching Colorado State University's student-run campus television, Channel 25, weeknights from 8 to midnight.
Tonight on CTV News, what is the next step for Kobe Bryant in his sexual assault case?
And then Colorado has seen its share of rain, but just a lot of the country is still deep in drought.
But first, how much longer will this winter-like weather stick around? I'm Megan Kemp.
And I'm Josh Farmer. All that and more coming up on CTV News. Starts right now. For Thursday, April 29th, 2004, you're watching Campus Television News. Cold weather moved into Fort Collins earlier this week, but how much longer could we be left out in the cold?
Welcome to CTV News. Thanks for joining us tonight. After being spoiled with temperatures in the high 70s and lower 80s, it's hard to believe that Fort Collins actually saw some freezing rain throughout today. CTV's Dominic Garcia is out on the plaza tonight. Dominic, what's it like out there right now?
Well, Megan, I think the only word I can say to describe this is burr. If you're going out tonight, make sure you bundle up because it is going to be a cold one with temperatures hovering in the low 30s all night. And unfortunately, it doesn't stop there as this cold front's going to stay with us all the way through tomorrow. But I do have some good news for you. Starting Saturday, things are going to start to turn around with temperatures getting up more into the high 50s. And as for the rest of the week, that's when we're going to start to see some temperatures a little bit more typical of spring, getting into the high 70s, maybe creeping up to the mid 80s. So it may be cold right now, and it seems Mother Nature decided to start dropping some sleet on us, but make sure you get out this weekend and have a good one before you start having to study for those finals. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Dominic. Go inside and get warm.
Well, it might be cold and rainy here in Colorado, but states around the country are feeling just the opposite. Many southwestern states are experiencing extreme heat. In states like Arizona and California, that heat comes with a growing concern over this year's drought.
Directly in the sun, but when I'm in the shade and it's still hot, I know it's
raising
hot.
Fears of growing water shortages throughout the West this summer. Already this year, low winter snow levels led the governor of Idaho to declare a drought emergency in 3 counties. The National Drought Migration Center map shows drought hitting 25 states with abnormally dry weather in 7 others. Giant Lake Mead, which supplies water to Nevada, Arizona, and Southern California, has dropped below 60% of its capacity. Nearby Lake Powell is closer to 40%. Water agencies such as Arizona's Salt River Project are slashing deliveries to customers.
We've reduced allocations to our users within our service territory by 1/3. We did that last year, and we're continuing that allocation reduction for this year. And that hasn't happened since the late 40s.
Last year, the federal government forced southwestern states to agree on a way to share surplus water from the Colorado River. Now that surplus is gone.
2 years ago, we were taking 1.2 million acre-feet of water from the Colorado River almost every year. Now we're down around 600,000 acre-feet, and we're planning on not getting much more for the near term anyway.
Southern California and some other areas say they have plenty of water to survive the drought because they invested heavily in storage facilities and conservation. But in Las Vegas, the drought has already led to sharp price increases, water rationing, and restrictions on new lawns. Some western water districts are considering paying farmers not to grow crops just to conserve water. And lumber prices in some areas have doubled since last year. The biggest immediate threat is a repeat of last year's wildfires. One of those hit Southern California just last Monday. Colorado has gotten quite a bit of precipitation over the past 2 months, but state officials say the region is still very much in drought.
Cinco de Mayo begins on May 5th, but events are already underway. Cinco de Mayo marks a day when Mexico gained its independence 141 years ago. The United States and Mexico commemorate this historic event by encouraging people to learn of Mexico's independence.
A lot of significance in there in terms of why we celebrate it today. A more applicable lesson for us today would be to persevere in terms of obstacles that you may face personally or as a community, and use that as a lesson to bring people together, also of course to learn and to educate one another.
The events begin on Saturday, May 1st with a Cinco Cinco 5K run walk in the CSU Oval. Also on Saturday from 10 to 6:30, there will be food, live music, and dancers in Old Town Square. And on May 5th from 11 to 2 p.m., there will be a fiesta out on the plaza. There are many more events planned, so for more information, please call 221-6655 or contact Rich Salas at 491-0590.
Kobe Bryant is expected to give his formal plea in a sexual assault case during a 3-day hearing that begins on May 10th. Bryant has not spoken in open court since last August. The key issues of May's hearing will be whether the accuser's sexual history can be presented in trial and if the defense will be allowed to dismiss evidence that includes a hospital exam of the Los Angeles Laker. Once a not guilty plea is given in the arraignment, a trial must be held within 6 months. Now, both sides of the case have told the judge they would be ready for a trial by late August or early September. And Chris Dittmer now joins us for a look at sports. Chris, NFL draft was this weekend, and CSU did a lot better than expected.
Definitely. You know, it's always nice to see a couple CSU players get drafted for a change, unlike last year. But coming up, I'm going to get you up to speed on the draft, and you'll also learn about Brittany Huerta and her amazing first season with the CSU softball team. Don't go anywhere. It's all straight ahead.
From Colorado State University, Megan Kemp, Josh Farmer, Chris Dittmer, and Sam Anderson. You're watching Campus Television News.
Before the NFL draft this past weekend, many Ram fans wondered if anyone would get picked. That skepticism had basis as last season CSU went 10-4 and nobody was selected. This year made plenty of CSU Ram fans proud. In the 6th round, return man Dexter Wynn goes to the Philadelphia Eagles, where they need cornerbacks. In the 7th, Bradley Van Pelt goes to the hometown Denver Broncos, and Andre Summersell is Mr. Irrelevant as the Raiders take him with the last pick in the draft. Other Rams did sign on as free agents around the league, as Eric Hill and Brian Save both signing with the Colts, and Chris Pittman signs a contract with the Cleveland Browns. Here's what BVP had to say about staying at the quarterback position and how Broncos head coach Mike Shanahan feels about Van Pelt as an athlete.
That's where I want to play. That's where I envision myself playing. And I think, what I tell everyone, if the bus is leaving, I'm going to be on that bus somehow. I don't know how it's going to be, but I'm going to play quarterback until I know in my heart that I can't do it and I won't be an NFL quarterback.
The thing I like about Bradley is he runs extremely well. He looks like he's a 4.6 or a 4.7 guy himself with the ability to make people miss. Not only that, he can make any throw on the football field. With the flick of his wrist, he can throw the ball 60, 65 yards. So I'm looking forward to him coming in, working in our system, and hopefully having a chance to compete.
In case you still haven't heard, the CSU softball team has been having another great season. After last year's dramatic turnaround, a key part of their success can be attributed to freshman sensation Brittany Huerta and her record-setting home run performance. CTV sports reporter Melissa Rogers has more.
The Colorado State softball team is on the rise. After having won the Mountain West Conference tournament last year, the Rams are looking to do the same this year. And they've got some unexpected help from an unlikely source. Like most freshman student athletes, Brittany Huerta has had a lot of things to adjust to, but one aspect that has been an easy adjustment is her play on the field. In her first season with the Rams, the 18-year-old California native is already leaving a mark on the school record books. So far this season, Huerta has hit 13 home runs, which tops the current school record of 11 homers in a single season.
Broke the record today, first game, so definitely putting this on the mantle.
The best thing about Huerta making an immediate impact as a freshman is that she will be around for another 3 years.
Last show of the year, we've decided to give you something special. There have been plenty of amazing plays this season, and without further ado, here's the Colorado State Top 10 for 2003-2004. Number 10, and we go to the Mountain West Conference Tournament. Dwight Boatner goes down and up, and it's good for 2 in the 60-48 win over Air Force. Number 9, and it's revolution time. Michael Morris with the 360 jam. On to number 8, and outfielder Jennifer Gardner extends for the amazing snag. And who would have thought a great play could come out of the Weber State game? Well, it did. Marcus Houston would not be denied the end zone, breaking 6 tackles on the longest 7-yard touchdown run of his life. He would finish with 80 yards in the 31-7 spanking. Number 6 and NFL-bound Dexter Wynn strips BYU QB John Beck. Patrick Goodpaster picks up the loose change and 16 yards later cashes it in the 58-13 win. Many years of frustration at home against Wyoming ended this year with Boatner's impromptu off-the-glass pass to himself lay-in for the 75-74 win. On to number 4, and it's the CSU volleyball team's incredible run this season, which included a school record 23 consecutive wins and the first team to win the conference and the Mountain West tournament in the same year. Oh, and undefeated in conference play as well. On to number 3 in Brittany Huerta's stellar season. Her now 13 home runs stand alone at the top of the charts in CSU history, and there's at least 10 games still to be played. At number 2, it's another incredible season. Bradley Van Pelt concluded his college career here at CSU with 10 rushing touchdowns and 19 passing touchdowns. He led the team to the San Francisco Bowl and a 7-6 record, and he now could be appearing on Sundays in the NFL after getting drafted by the Denver Broncos. Only time will tell. Number 1 doesn't need a whole lot of explaining. Michael Morris hits the three-pointer as he goes past half court to get CSU within 1 against Purdue, and as they say, the rest is history.
We'll see what they do. Parkinson, the inbound tip. Morris has it, top of the key, fires it.
Well, Josh, you gotta love those plays. I can't wait to watch next year and see who can top those. It's just amazing.
Absolutely. The Rams have a lot to look forward to. Thanks, Chris.
No problem. Thank you.
And coming up in entertainment, Sam has a look at something that's been hiding upstairs in the Laurie Student Center. Stick around.
Hidden on the second floor of the Laurie Student Center is a place that not many students know about, but a place their stomachs will appreciate. It's the Aspen Grill restaurant. The Aspen Grill opened the first week of February this semester. Jeff Miller and Kent Smith developed the restaurant to provide a working classroom for restaurant management and nutrition students. Students cook, clean, prep, serve, and host without pay as part of their learning experience. The only paid employee is head chef Scott Maxwell, who has been cooking for 16 years and wants students to come experience the atmosphere here at the Aspen Grill.
It's a good sit-down menu. You can get the same price you're paying downstairs, you can pay up here, and you can actually take the time to enjoy your meal and sit down in a more comfortable environment. A lot of people get afraid because they see all this room and they think it's formal, but we take anyone.
If you are a fan of Survivor and have always wanted to be on the hit show, now's your chance to eat bugs and sleep in the wild. Sign up for CSU's one and only Survivor and participate in a 6-day adventure in the Rocky Mountains. The event, which is put on by the CSU Outing Club, is trying to raise money for charities. CSU Survivor will be August 14th through the 19th in the Rocky Mountains. Participants will be competing in challenges for prizes and immunity. The last survivor standing will win the grand prize and choose a charity in which money will be given. For more information and to register, you can log on to www.csuclub.com. Well, the end of another school year always means a summer full of new movies and upcoming actors. Mean Girls, starring Lindsay Lohan and Caddy Heron, is a laugh-out-loud story about high school cliques and lame boyfriends. When Caddy moves from Africa and attends a real school for the first time, she quickly realizes how hard it is to fit in. When she teams up with a group of girls, also known as the Plastics, and falls for one of their ex-boyfriends, the Plastics turn on her, and she soon becomes a battle between Caddy and the fake cheerleader Plastics.
Yeah, you're cool Asians. I just think the script is very realistic and true to high school. I mean, there's things that are, you know what I mean, that are more than people do in high school, but that's the fun of the script, and I think Tina just did a great job of really getting into the characters.
Mean Girls opens nationwide this Friday along with Envy, Laws of Attraction, Godsent, and Bobby Jones' Stroke of Genius. And Earth Day has come and gone, but that does not mean we stop helping the environment. In honor of Earth Day, the Department of Design held a recycled fashion show entitled Renovated Rubbish to show a creative way to recycle. When one thinks of recycling, fashion may be the last thing that comes to mind, but not for these ladies. Recycled material was just what they needed to make the ultimate fashion statement.
There's stuff that's made of old bed sheets, and it's all made into clothes, kind of wearable art, and some that you could wear on the street and that kind of thing too. So.
Wearable art indeed. These young designers have spent all semester creating recycled wardrobes to display for this show.
I wore the muslin and had my roommate glue all the strips onto me, and then I had to stand there for 30 minutes while it dried.
Many of the designers have their own models to show off these elaborate outfits.
This is a belt loop, like as a top, and this is kind of like nylons. And then this is caution tape that I really found on the street, so it's really recycled.
So if you weren't sure how to help the environment before, you may want to take a few tips from these girls.
Remember, the next time you throw something away, one man's trash is another man's treasure.
What's that can? And like Megan said before, Cinco de Mayo, and for those of you that don't hablo español, that means May 5th, is coming right up. And for events this weekend, make sure you check out the events that are coming, the fiesta and the grand dancing and all that coming up this Saturday. Beginning at 8 a.m., there will be a 5K run at the CSU Oval. Then from 10 to 6:30, there will be a fiesta in Old Town Square. And finally, end your day with a night of dancing at the Lincoln Center. Well, Megan, it's been a pleasure working with you this semester, and I know I'm going to miss you a lot.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor, a pleasure to work with you. I'm really going to miss this place.
Good.
Thanks, Sam. We'll be right back.
Well, graduation is quickly approaching for many of us here at Campus Television, but before we say our goodbyes, CTV's very own Audra Ensign, Dave Rickles, Cara Vecchiarelli, Kevin Tappan, and others have all prepared a final farewell for the graduating class of 2004. I know we all appreciate it.
Thank you to all who put in their hard work and time to putting together the senior video. Thank you, guys.
Roosevelt once said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." For the CTV senior class of 2004, they have believed in themselves to dream big, and now those dreams are becoming the realities of their futures.
I don't think I could trade anything that I learned here for something that I'm going to learn in class.
CTV has been my education. It has taught me everything that I know.
I was grateful for the learning experience that I had at CTV, and more than anything, just the friendships that I was able to make through that too, and just we're all kind of tracking along on the same track, and it's nice to know that you have people to encourage and support you along the way.
He's one of the strangest but most interesting people I've ever met.
CTV really, people say it's really the only bastion of sports and right-wing politics left on campus, and I say, it's a lot more than that. With the insurance costs and the gas prices bubbling up and this turmoil in the Middle East, you'd be crazy to drive.
Just funniest kid you'll ever meet.
I feel like it was a pretty good outlet for a lot of the ideas that we had as a group.
Two more women tonight claim that they have been sexually assaulted by University of Colorado football players.
Ashley, it's pretty hard to put into words what Ashley's meant to me this year.
We've known Ashley for a long time. We grew up in the same neighborhood in Denver. She's very smart and strong person.
I can always count on her to make me laugh on Tuesdays no matter how stressed I was. I don't think I've ever seen her with a frown on her face or not happy.
I don't want her to go. I can honestly say that I think that out of everybody, I'll miss Ashley the most.
Almost everyone, I think just everyone in general, I think I'm going to miss a lot because everybody's just grown so well together, and we, just like a whole little family right here.
Ron DePody is just kind of like an all-knowing God.
What is there to say about Ron DePody?
Nobody has a more variety of jerseys, shirts than Ron DePody.
Somehow that guy got out of here and got a job before any of us.
He's got the jerseys on. This is my tribute to Ron right now. Yeah. All right, Ron. Woo.
Great apparel. What else can you say about Ron?
Ron is just one of the examples of showing what talented people can come out of CTV.
Knew what I wanted to do with my career and got in here, took the opportunity, seized it, and made the best out of it.
There being some hectic times, but I think it prepares us for what's to come. And
Addie was one of my students when I was TAing video editing. And so I actually talked to her a lot about CTV when I was working up there as her TA, and talked her into getting involved down here and got her to come down and try out for stuff. And she ended up getting the anchor spot on CTV Talk when I was producing it the first time.
When Addie first started working at CTV, she really brought a different element to CTV Talk.
She's really professional, and she's asked a lot of questions and is always thinking right there in the middle of the interview to ask more. And she's just done a great job.
I knew her before in class, before she came here to CTV, and I'm really glad that she brought her work here to CTV because she has a real professionalism, I think, that she really brought to CTV Talk this semester. And
the memories that I'll have is actually being here on set, you know, in the studio, working with those deadlines and working with people and having these real life experiences.
He cracks me up. Isaac has the best sense of humor, and if I'm having the worst day ever, Isaac just makes me laugh. He's hilarious.
Care for CTV is fun. It's more beyond CTV. It's student media.
He's always doing graphics for our show, and it's not a glory position, and I always hang him out to dry.
Isaac was our graphics guy for the Thursday show, and being the entertainment anchor, every week something ended up happening with the graphics. I don't know what was going on, Isaac.
Entertainment. ENTERTAINMENT.
Isaac's a team player, and he'll help out whatever the team is. I don't know if TV is really one he wants to get into, but he enjoys seeing how everything goes together and contributing in whatever way he can.
Great dancer too. Yeah, he can move.
To really get to know a lot of cool people, and guess I'll miss my CTV time starting in May when I start my job.
Megan is a fun girl. Megan's a person who you can always have a good time with. It doesn't matter who you are, she gets along with everybody. And for me, working with her has really been a humbling experience just to see how far she's come.
Megan is just such an awesome person. She is not only one of the best anchors I've ever seen come out of CTV, she is just like the dearest friend. I'll just never forget like the great times that me and Megan got to anchor together and work together. And
Megan's a great person. She's a very hard worker, very enjoyable. A lot of people see just front part of her, but she's hilarious. She's really funny, and she'll say whatever's on her mind.
One thing I can say about Megan is she has more drive and determination to become a better anchor than anybody I've seen in a long time, and that's definitely benefited CTV overall.
CTV means that I've met so many great people. CTV means that I've learned what journalism really is. It's made me into a true professional journalist, and it's made me into the person I am today. And I thank CTV very much for that.
Yeah, we were doing a band package, and things just got kind of out of hand. A few things got broken, and I'm just going to stop talking now, but just crazy times in the edit booth, like overnight.
Omir's awesome. He's so funny. He totally took Full Tilt and did stuff different with it, and I think it's really cool to see where that show's come and just the different talents that they've put into it.
Sorry I didn't run into you earlier. I couldn't make it to the study session. Truth is, I was studying with another girl.
He's just really funny, and always has a smile on his face too, and he's just a really great guy, and I really like him. I think he's awesome.
Great working with Amir. I wish him the best. I hope that I can keep in contact with him.
He's a very creative individual who works hard. I'd like to thank Mario for putting up with me and actually letting Full Tilt stay on the air, even though I did, like I said it was going to in the beginning of the year, burn it to the ground. Just thanks for letting me be me, and have a good time.
I'd like to thank myself, Carmelo Anthony style, but I like to thank myself for putting in all the time and effort here at CTV. No, I'm just kidding.
She's got great work ethic, and she's going to do really great things. She's a very good reporter, and I've learned quite a bit from her.
It's not often you see people who stay here 4 years, but one of those people who has is Melissa Rogers. Both she and I came about the exact same time, and we kept on chugging along, doing stories, meeting lots of people.
Looked up to her to see how she does things and really learned a lot from that. So
It's been a pleasure working with her.
Melissa is a person who I really didn't talk to a lot before this year, and actually before this semester. We got to know each other a lot better when we went down to NPPA in Oklahoma, and she's a person who I think one of my biggest regrets at CTV is probably going to be that I didn't get to know her sooner.
It's so much fun when we get to work together and just collaborate our stuff, and I wish you the best of luck.
I learned a lot in my classes, but the basis and the basics I learned at CTV, and that's just, I mean, it's going to put us and whoever is involved with it miles above everybody else that you're going out there to compete to get a job against, so I guess.
Nobody's as nice and genuine as Sarah. It's so much fun when she's around.
Sarah, I think, is probably one of the nicest girls that I've ever met.
I love coming down here every single day and having people around and talking to people and having lunch and just hanging out, really.
She has such a big smile and such a big heart, and it shows all the time. And
She has been an amazing behind-the-scenes worker here at CTV.
She's a very organized person. She leads well. She knows what she wants out of life. And this whole last year would have been a lot different if I wouldn't have met her.
Just opens everybody's eyes, and she's really helped promote campus television in a great way.
She is really talented in what she does. She knows what she wants, and she's a really nice person, and I'm gonna miss her.
Everyone just loves what they do, and I think that's really important. And everyone, it's just a place that everyone made me feel really accepted, and it was really nice.
Paul's crazy. That's all I can say. Paul, you're nuts, but I love you.
Preserve our corn bursts for further use.
Really don't care to see him ever again.
Kids are the funniest kids I've ever met in my entire life. They're so funny, and you don't know that until you are around them and get to know them.
Right, you would take it then.
Oh no!
It was a good show to work on, and it was a good outlet after doing philosophy papers.
Mr. Gavin Moberg, Mo Money, Mo Style, Gavin Moberg.
Gavin Moberg, I've learned so much from him. He has taught me so much during my time here at CTV, probably more than anyone else.
Gavin has come a long way, I think, since he came here to CTV, and I'm really glad that he has.
Television is a crazy business. Every day you learn something new.
I love him. I've learned a lot from him, and I will miss him very much.
He pushed me probably more than anybody. He pushed me to be better.
I've learned so much more at CTV than I would have ever anticipated.
Jenny Kavner.
Yeah, I remember freshman year when we were at the dorms, and she'd always come up to me and say, how do I do a CTV? I want to be on camera. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Man, we had that whole sports fest thing. We did that together.
We got to anchor together. I was on news and she was on sports, and we had a blast.
I think she's got a great future ahead of her. She's got a great drive.
Her way, and she knows people all over the country that are going to help her out in the future.
CTV for me was just a learning experience more than anything, and it was the hardest work that I did in college.
Thank you for calling Campus Television, where the sun is always shining. This is Joshua T. Farmer.
Josh is my co-anchor. It cracks me up all the time. He's probably one of the funniest guys I've ever met.
He's a very hard worker. He's a perfectionist as well. And it's a lot of fun working with Josh because he'll cut you down just as much as I'll cut him down. And it's a love-hate relationship when I work with Josh.
Okay, Josh is the kind of person that just puts a smile on your face. Like, he's that reporter that you want to see on TV tell you a story because he is so over-animated that it's awesome.
He's an incredible talent. He's going to do great things with his career.
He's one of my very best friends here, and I don't know what I'm going to do without him next year.
I truly admire him, and I just love him so much as my friend. He's so talented. I know that Josh is going to go far.
I'll miss the people a lot because, the people are why you come down here. Everybody's great.
CTV is a great learning experience. You can come here, learn how to be good journalists in a college environment, in a profession where you're not able to do everything you can do at CTV.
Day was my first friend at CTV. I met him in the cafeteria at Corbett Hall.
We all got here at the same time, but it kind of seemed like Dave was here 2 years before us.
Dave is
one of the best, most creative photojournalists I've ever met in my life.
Dave is a guy who I met early on, and without him, my stuff would be crap. It wouldn't look good. And I mean, he makes everything that I do so much better.
What can I say about Dave Althouse?
Biggie Fry.
Biggie Drink. Biggie Belly. As fast food proportions continue to grow in this country, so do Americans' waistline.
I've definitely learned a lot of things from him. You know, seeing Dave and just being able to work with him, and outside of CTV too, he's a great friend.
It's a blast to go out and shoot stories and help create the news with a lot of the people who are graduating and a lot of people who work here.
Megan Kemp, Dave Althouse, Ashley Hauser, Josh Farmer, Gavin Moberg, Ron DePody, Melissa Rogers, Paul Franco, Mark Mercer, Amir Yazdani, Jenny Kavnar, Isaac Hudson, Sarah Hamilton, and Addie Knowlton. All have proven their passion and dedication to having those dreams come true. And now the time has come for the CTV senior class to leave their legacies and follow the dreams that lie ahead. You all will be greatly missed. Congratulations, good luck, God bless, and farewell.
For news, sports, and entertainment, you're watching Campus Television, Channel 25, weeknights from 8 to midnight.